Okay, so back in April, I made a video on the iPhone 13 mini, and here I am talking about this tiny smartphone again. Why? Well, because this is what I do. Revisits are my thing, you know the deal. And because I do really enjoy this phone and I want to talk about it at least one more time. Now, in that last video, I talked about why I'm even using an iPhone mini. It's why anyone got this thing to begin with. This phone is a compact footprint of pure usability that fits in pockets, doesn't weigh anything down, and doesn't compromise much on features, performance, and quality. But we get it, right? I've said this a bajillion times. This phone is small and it's easy to use. It's great. Now, with the iPhone 14 lineup, unfortunately, there's just no mini, it's gone. We saw this coming. In fact, at one point, it looked like the 13 mini wasn't even gonna happen. But I think Apple might have given 12 mini sales a chance. They began 13 mini production, and when it was made extra clear that the 12 mini was a sales flop, it was too late. This year, Apple opted for a bigger version of the base model with the same footprint as the Pro Max, dubbed iPhone 14 Plus, because, you know, people prefer larger phones, so of course this one would sell like hotcakes. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. So I don't think I need to go too deep into why the 14 Plus isn't a complete home run at $900, but when it comes to having a Plus model instead of the Mini, the standout thing to me is that the Plus isn't a niche product like the Mini was. It's not nearly as unique. There are plenty of other devices out there that are similar to and better than the 14 Plus, especially in terms of value. In fact, picking up the year-old 13 Pro Max is a great way to go. The sense that it makes to grab a 14 Plus is almost non-existent in my eyes, but I'm starting to think that that's the point. Now, what does make sense is winning a Tesla Model S. I'm super excited to be teaming up with Omaze to offer you a chance to win a custom Tesla Model S Plaid and support the great work of the Peterson Automotive Museum. This museum shares deep automobile history and aims to not only reach underserved communities, but grow its educational programs, community events, efforts in creating exhibitions, and more as well. Tell me, if you won this beauty, what would you do with it? I know if I won, the excitement would give me enough adrenaline to dunk on a regulation basketball hoop. Cause, you know, normally I can't. Anyway, this thing is absolutely loaded. It's got a beautiful red interior, over 1,000 horsepower, all-wheel drive, a tri-motor electric engine, 396 miles of range. It does 0 to 60 in 1.99 seconds. Yeah, so for your chance to win the fastest production sedan ever made, this custom Tesla Model S Plaid, go to omaze.com/Zachary Anderson and enter now. Now this closes this coming January 27th, and if you enter by December 21st, you could also get a shot at winning $25,000. So go ahead and enter, and don't forget your donations support the amazing work of the Peterson Automotive Museum. What if I said that the 14 Plus was just a Pro and Pro Max seller? Is that crazy to say? Am I just being a hater? Because I mean, think about it. The 14 Plus is only $100 more than the base 14 Pro, so why not just go for that one, right? But then the 14 Pro is clearly the better phone, and it's only $100 more than the Plus. But I need that larger screen. Well, the Pro Max is only $100 more than the Pro, so why not go for that one? This is pretty common practice. Why get a medium beverage if the large is only 10 cents more? You know what I'm talking about. Now, don't get it twisted. The 14 Plus is a really good phone on its own, and since it's an iPhone, it's automatically gonna outsell a decent amount of what's out there. I'm not trying to hate.
Are you sure about that?
I guess I'm just a salty iPhone mini fan.
Yeah, okay.
Like I said, the Mini is such a niche product, and while sales numbers weren't pretty, there was and still is a large crowd supporting it. So that, in conjunction with current Mini users not wanting or needing to upgrade year after year, adds up to my dream scenario of the Mini making a return. Apple should niche the heck out of it. Bring it back, but maybe not on a yearly release basis and at a different time than the other models. Apple is already switching up which phones get what processors, so if they continue doing that, the Mini can slot right in. It's been a little over a year since I picked up my 13 mini, so how's it been throughout the year and what's changed since the 7-month video? Well, iOS 16, battery health and battery life, a couple dings here and there, but that's just me being clumsy, and I took it on a short vacation during the summer, which means more pictures and videos, and we went on a couple of hikes too, and the Mini was just the perfect tech companion for me, going back to the whole compact, lightweight usability thing. Well, I can't speak. You know, my favorite thing about the phone is like, it feels like a phone. It feels like a real, like, you know, make a phone call, cell phone that, you know, you kind of, the reason why you go to buy a cell phone. Sorry. As I've alluded to before, the Mini in my use makes for fewer distractions, primarily using the Mini for basic phone functionality, leaving the heavy lifting to the tablet, computer, and game consoles. Again, this being more of a complementary device is honestly so refreshing. Obviously, when needed, I can do all of the power user stuff mostly without issue, even editing and creating content. It's great, even if it means chewing through the battery. Now, battery health is currently sitting at 89% for the battery health police watching. It actually got there a few months ago, so not even a full year to get to 89, which is really interesting. Battery life dipped significantly, and I mean, it was bad. And the phone got hotter than normal when I installed the first set of iOS 16 betas and the first stable iOS 16 release. But with recent incremental updates, it doesn't get as hot anymore. Battery life seems to have gone back to normal, and it's fine now. Still not amazing, but it's passable and definitely better than the 12 mini. I don't really have any complaints there because, well, I didn't get this phone for it to have the best battery life on the market. I can make it through a full day on a single charge with light to moderate use. I can get around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time, and with heavy use, I'm definitely charging well before I head to bed. And I found that having a MagSafe compatible portable charger on hand to be a must-have, especially when I'm out and about. I didn't find carrying this pair around to be much of a hassle. Speaking of iOS 16, changing wallpapers was, you know, the most unnecessarily complicated thing. I do like the added functionality of lock screen customization. It's better late than never. Still has a long ways to go though. The notification system is better for sure as well. It makes using the phone even easier. Still could use some work though too. The image cutout feature is really neat. It'll be cool to see how Apple expands on this if they do. Being able to unsend and edit messages is nice. The search button on the home screen is cool, but I just turned it off for a cleaner look, and I'm used to swiping down anyway. A recent update finally brought the battery percentage to the indicator up top, so thumbs up for that. The Freeform app is here. I'm gonna have to test that out. There's the Apple Music Sing feature, which is pretty cool for the karaoke fans out there. I may or may not try that out. Oh, and why home screen customization is still the most tedious and chaotic thing, I will never understand. Now, I've seen a number of fans and media outlets saying that the Mini could just turn into the next iPhone SE in a couple of years, and while it's possible, personally, I'm not sure it's probable, but what do I know? If the Mini did come back as an SE, that would be cool and not so cool at the same time. It would be cool because, well, it would be cool because the form factor would be back, but not so cool because it would be stripped of the flagship aspects that made it a win for me in the first place. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to be placed in the $400 to $500 range. So all that raving about the iPhone mini, and I'm starting to think that it might be time to move on. Not because I'm bored or don't think it's good anymore, but I've been using the Pixel 7 and the 7 Pro recently, and I'm pretty comfortable there, to be honest with you. The experience has been nice, and if it wasn't either of those two, I'd actually be on a Z Fold 4 at the moment. The Mini has become the secondary, the Pippin to my Pixel's Jordan, and my tie-in to the Apple ecosystem. For me, this turned out to be a fantastic combo, but what if I wasn't such a tech enthusiast or a reviewer? In that case, I could absolutely use the 13 mini as my, for lack of a better term, daily driver for the next few years. Ugh, I hate saying daily driver. I love this phone that much. Either way, despite the ups and downs, the 13 mini has been awesome. It's one of my all-time favorites, and to me, this size is what iOS thrives on. iOS was originally built for smaller phones, and a decade and a half later, Apple has done very little interface-wise to take full advantage of the larger displays. I mean, the home screen grid size is the same on the Mini as it is on the Pro Max, for crying out loud. It's another reason why I haven't been on a Pro Max in a while. I feel like the size hasn't been taken advantage of entirely. So is the iPhone 13 mini still a good phone after 1 year? Absolutely, we expect nothing less. Is it worth picking up as we head into 2023? Absolutely. If you've watched these videos and thought, I think this phone could fit my lifestyle, then go for it. It's not for everyone though, and that's okay. It's not supposed to be. And if you're not a power user, giving it a chance is highly recommended by yours truly. Not only is Apple going to continue selling it for a while, now at $599, the price it should have started at from the very beginning, but you can also find one secondhand in good condition for under $500. Remember, this thing has an OLED display, the A15 Bionic chip, which will continue being a great processor for a long time, Face ID, great cameras, especially for video, the best haptics, MagSafe, nice sounding speakers, a limitless collection of compatible accessories, and iOS support for years. In addition to seeing the Mini make a comeback, I want to see more Android manufacturers try their hand at super high quality, super compact, powerful phones. What is wrong with my voice? The Asus Zenfone 9 is wearing the crown at the moment, but I want to see more. Foldables and premium tiny phones are my favorite smartphone categories at the moment. These are two form factors I feel truly disrupt daily workflow, but like in a good way, of course. It's been a fun ride with the iPhone mini, and while it's retired in Apple's current lineups, it's definitely not retired in mine. If you made it to this point of the video, I appreciate you. You are awesome. Comment potato if you are part of the potato gang. It's been Zach. Thanks for watching and keep being awesome.